What is family minimalism for our family? When I first found out about minimalism, I didn't see any minimalist families. Most minimalists I saw were single or traveling couples. While traveling sounds like a lot of fun, the thought of bringing two young kids along makes it a lot less minimalist. A few years ago, we traveled from California to New Zealand with a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. Believe me, just the bare necessities seemed to be a lot of stuff. I wanted to know more about family minimalism and how I could incorporate it into our lives. The only way was with a lot of research on the minimalist lifestyle, watching a lot of YouTube videos, and reading a lot of simple living books. Most of my research led me to decluttering tips and ways to simplify. This is when I decided to come up with my own definition of family minimalism. Family minimalism for us is keeping the items you need, things that make you happy, and getting rid of the excess. It also means simplifying our lives, not just our stuff. Let me break this down into some actionable steps. The items I need are obvious things. For instance, in the kitchen, we need pots and pans, spatulas, cutlery, and the list goes on. But this is where getting rid of the excess comes into play. When I first started decluttering, I realized I had everything I need, plus a lot of extra. The kitchen was the easiest to declutter because I could clearly see we didn't need 5+ pot holders. We didn't need 30 or more cups. Family minimalism is keeping what we need and use and getting rid of the rest. I was able to declutter our cup collection down to about 10 cups for a family of 4. Why 10? My reasoning is if we have a party, we don't need to buy plastic cups. This is where you will have to decide what is the right amount for you and your family. Some minimalists might only keep 1 cup per person, and that is great. It all comes down to what is going to work for your family as a whole. Minimalism isn't a comparison game. One thing I saw a lot of when I started researching minimalism and becoming more minimalist as a family was a lot of comparison. In the comments of blog posts and videos on the subject, I would see people saying, "You aren't minimalist because..." whatever the reason was. Maybe these people felt the person had too many shoes or clothes. This is the thing with minimalism. It is different for everyone. The whole point of minimalism is to stop the comparison game and live with what you need and love. Minimalism isn't a race to own nothing. It is just a conscious choice to simplify life so we can enjoy it more. Definitely keep things that make you happy. Everything that you own, you have to pay for and care for. This is why I decided I am only keeping things that make me happy. Before we became minimalist, there were a ton of items that I kept because I felt I had to. I wrote a whole post on how to declutter without feeling guilty, which I can link below in case you're interested in reading. I kept all of my school yearbooks out of guilt. 12 large books were stored in a box, and I really never looked at these books. After the decision was made and the books were gone, I never regretted my decision to declutter these yearbooks. Family minimalism and toy clutter. One major reason I sought out family minimalism was our ever-growing amount of toys. We had toys stored in our living room, the kids' room, and almost every cupboard. No amount of sorting or organizing would change the way my house looked with all of those toys. My living room always looked like a play center, and it was driving me nuts. This is when I realized we were keeping toys the children didn't play with. Once I analyzed what my boys actually played with, I was able to get rid of everything else. We decided to store all of the toys in one location, in our boys' bedroom. Anything that didn't fit was decluttered. Now my home looks much nicer, and this makes me so happy. And don't worry, my kids still have plenty of toys. I found so many benefits with less toys. First of all, my kids can only play with 1 toy at a time. Once I realized this fact, I could easily see that we had way too many. When decluttering these toys with the intention of becoming more minimal, it was a simple process. Keep everything they use and love and declutter everything that was junk or rarely getting played with. Immediately, I noticed my boys were playing more. They finally had room to play. They were able to focus more without getting distracted by a large mess. Once there was less, they seemed to appreciate what they have more. It is easier for them to clean up after they are done playing as well. I personally have way more time because I no longer have to sort and organize a bunch of toys that we didn't really need. My personal definition of excess is keeping a lot of stuff that I rarely or never use. Before we decluttered, I had 3 strainers in the kitchen, clothes that I might wear once every 3 years, and shoes that hurt my feet, just to name a few of the items. Decreasing the amount of excess did a few things for our family. We save money because we aren't buying things until we really need them. There is more room in our home. Our home functions better because we don't have to search for what we are looking for. It is easier to keep our house organized and clean. There are a lot less toys to be picked up and tripping over. Family minimalism led us to simplify. Yes, we simplified our stuff by decluttering, but more importantly, we simplified our lives. At first, I just decluttered everything. As time went on, I started to simplify what we did in life too. If we were invited somewhere that I didn't feel like going to, I politely declined. I simplified our schedules. We only have our kids enrolled in one extracurricular activity at a time. This gives us time to focus on that one activity and have less time in the car and more time together as a family. Personally, I stopped watching TV and we only have one TV in our home. This is on purpose. It's not because we can't afford another TV. I found TV to be a major distraction for myself, so I decided to stop watching. I try to only go shopping for food once a week and meal plan. This saves money and gives me more time. Living a more simplified life is the reason we became minimalist. Some benefits of family minimalism have been spending time on what really matters to me, not having that wasted time feeling after tidying your home, saving money because you aren't trying to accumulate more stuff, knowing where everything is at all times, enjoying more experiences over things, removing the social pressure to look richer or have name brand items, and loving everything that we did keep. Did you fall in the water? You're all wet. The nice thing about family minimalism is you can make up your own definition and decide what amount of items works for your family. Some people might visit our home and think we don't look minimalist at all, and on the other hand, some people say our home looks bare. This is why it is important to decide what will work for you. I decided to declutter slow and steady for a whole year. After a year of decluttering, I would revisit an already decluttered area to see if there were any other items that needed to go. Almost every time I would find at least one thing that I know we hadn't used for over 6 months. I love reading about minimalism, and I will link a great article on why kids need minimalism down below in the description box. I like to call decluttering and minimalism a journey because it takes time to see what you are actually using and what you no longer need. I feel aspects of minimalism can work for everyone, and I hope this inspires you to make up your own definition of what minimalism means for you. And as a side note, just because we're minimalist doesn't mean we don't like to have a lot of fun. We're always laughing, joking, dancing, and making the most out of our lives. I would say that we have more fun than we ever have, and being minimalist in no way makes that a boring life. This full blog post is linked in the description box below, and that includes all of my favorite minimalist family YouTube channels, so make sure you stop by and check that out. If you're new here, you can hit the subscribe button to join my channel, and you can read more tips and tricks about decluttering and how we became minimal over on my blog, shannontorrens.com. Thanks for stopping by.